This is Lee McGowan, a 48-year-old grown woman who calls herself Politics Girl. That's like if Brit Hume started calling himself Politics Boy. Anyway, in an effort to inspire Georgians to get out and vote in the special election, Politics Grandma made a video about it. Let's take a look.
I wish I lived in Georgia right now. To know you have actual power, not just to talk about making things better, but to truly do it.
Gee, I wish I lived in Georgia so I could vote in an election. What a nut job.
We live in a world that feels controlled by an increasingly smaller and smaller group. People who spend billions of dollars on our election, and they're politicians, who control our news and buy our social media.
So she's stating, unironically, that a small group of people control the news and social media. Spoiler alert, it's not the Republicans. And yes, of course, when she says people who spend billions of dollars to buy our social media, she's referring to Elon Musk and suggesting that he's somehow going to use Twitter to try and sway elections. Yet she's completely ignoring the fact that mainstream media, Facebook, and a pre-Elon Musk Twitter suppressed a legitimate news story about Hunter Biden because they were afraid that it was going to hurt presidential candidate Joe Biden.
And voters in Georgia get to have the last word. This runoff election is a gift.
A gift? No. What it means is that neither Herschel Walker nor the Honorable Reverend Dr. Senator Raphael Warnock were strong enough to garner more than 50% of the vote. You want to talk about a real gift to the Democrats? Well, that would be back in 2020 when former Congressman Doug Collins thought that he was popular enough to primary then Senator Kelly Loeffler, and he ended up splitting the Republican vote. And then along came celebrity lawyer Lynn Wood.
Why would you go back and vote in another rigged election? For God's sakes, fix it! You gotta fix it before we'll do it again.
Think about it. Many people believed Lynn Wood to be an authoritative source, and then he went on to tell people that their vote might not count, so don't even bother. In other words, a grifter scam artist who committed electoral sabotage that benefited the Democrats? That's the real gift.
So let me break it down. Right now, everything the Senate does is on a razor's edge because the Democrats don't really have the majority. They have the majority if the vice president casts a tie-breaking vote.
Which means that they have the majority.
A 50-50 split means the Democrats can chair Senate committees, but the amount of senators on those committees has to be equal. That equal split allows Republicans to stalemate every single vote committees take.
Just so that we're all on the same page, the definition of stalemate is a situation in which further action or progress by opposing or competing parties seems impossible. Let's continue.
A tie in committee means the nominee now requires a vote on the Senate floor.
But if it's a tie and then it goes to a floor vote, then it's not a stalemate.
Republicans know they can't win that vote because at the end of the day, with the VP, Democrats have the majority.
Then where's the stalemate?
But they do know that scheduling that vote, where every single senator plus the vice president has to be in DC at the same time, is a logistical nightmare.
So requiring senators and the vice president to be in town so she can perform her duty as the president of the Senate is a logistical nightmare? Really?
Vice president has to be in town. Everyone has to stop the work they're doing and fly to DC to take a vote that could have easily been accomplished in a committee.
No, dummy. During legislative sessions, senators are required to be in DC. It is literally their job to be at the Capitol. And as you can see, there is a schedule showing the specific days when the Senate is in session. Furthermore, under Senate Rule 6, Paragraph 2, senators are required to attend all sessions of the Senate unless they are excused. But politics expert over here claims that they have a choice in the matter. They do not.
Senators can do other work and be back in their states.
No. They already have a dedicated schedule for when they're supposed to be working from their states. So she has no idea what she's talking about. But regardless, what Politics Spinster is saying is that if it wasn't for those damn Republicans, that the Senate would run smoothly and efficiently. Yeah, in your f***ing dreams, honey.
It won't ultimately make a difference to the result, but it slows down the entire process and wastes everyone's time when they could be getting real work done.
You mean things just don't happen automatically in Congress? Oh no!
A vote for a 51st Democratic senator means we no longer have to split Senate committees evenly. Democrats can take the majority, and we can start passing things in committee as we were meant to without a full Senate approval.
And there you go. If Georgia re-elects Warnock, every Senate committee will gain a Democrat seat and lose a Republican seat. And that means that Joe Biden's activist federal judge nominees will get approved with very little interference.
With 51 senators, we can fast-track that entire process without Republican sabotage holding us up.
You know, despite all of this so-called Republican sabotage, Biden has installed more judges in his first 2 years than Trump did at the same point in his presidency. And that means the politics grandma was being hyperbolic about stalemates and sabotage. I know you're shocked. But then she goes on to say that if you vote for Warnock and the Democrats get 51 seats, that will benefit Kamala Harris.
This will free up the vice president to go do other things other than just babysitting the Senate. She can travel. She can leave the country.
Oh, sure. Maybe she'll finally have time to travel to the southern border.
With 51 senators, no single Democratic senator, cinema and mansion, can block a bill.
Translation? We can steamroll over anyone who disagrees with us.
With 51 senators, we can fill a Supreme Court seat with less drama.
So more Democrats equals less drama. Tell that to Brett Kavanaugh and Clarence Thomas.
Plus, and this should be the most important, the people of Georgia get to vote for the better person. You get to shut down the cynical campaign the Republicans have thrust upon us. Raphael Warnock is an excellent senator. A truly good man of upstanding character who has excelled at his job and actually cares about the people of Georgia.
The Honorable Reverend Dr. Senator Raphael Warnock is such a good man who cares so much for the people of Georgia that he's willing to evict one of them from the building his church owns over $28.55 in past due rent.
His opponent is a known pathological liar with a history of violence against women.
Warnock allegedly ran over his wife's foot with his car.
So this race is really about character?
Yeah, about character. Warnock is the leader of one of America's leading churches, yet he's been involved in a violent domestic dispute where police needed to be called. But yeah, he's just oozing with character.
Because 6 years is a long time to give an important job to a man who can't string a sentence together simply because the Republican powers that be want to use him as a meat puppet.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. When Republicans pointed out that Democrats were doing that very same thing with now Senator-elect John Fetterman, they were accused of being ableist.
What qualifies you to be a U.S. Senator? You have 60 seconds.
Hi, good night, everybody.
But now those same Democrats have the audacity to claim that actually it's Herschel Walker that isn't mentally fit. These people are fucking shameless.
Ultimately, Georgia gets to choose between the man who helped secure thousands of new jobs for their state.
Thousands of new jobs for Georgia. Where are these jobs exactly? Oh, right, they don't exist. She's just talking out of her ass. But Warnock did help secure $16.4 million in federal earmarks that directly benefits a company affiliated with him and his church. No, not shady at all. Anyway, Politics Girl says that you can either vote for Warnock, who voted for over $5 trillion in needless spending and giveaways,
or the man who will vote to reverse all of those gains, plus take away Social Security and Medicare, because that's what he's been told to do.
And there you go. Politics Grandma is spewing the decades-old lie that Republicans in the Senate are going to eliminate Social Security and Medicare.
Take away Social Security and Medicare.
But here's a challenge, Politics Girl. Show me real evidence of Senate or House Republicans planning to take away Social Security and Medicare. Show me exactly where it is on their agenda, and I will delete my YouTube channel. But when you can't find it, and you won't, you have to delete yours. Anyway, that's it for now. Special thanks to Poofy for her help with the script. Follow me on Twitter at Don'tWalkRun, and be sure that you're still subscribed to the channel. As always, I hope to see you next time. If there is next time.